What's up, my good people? This is Joey Young, and today I'm talking about how to stay more focused while we're working from home. I know a lot of people have started working from home recently, and it comes with unique challenges and opportunities. Opportunities like having access to our family all the time, which is great. Challenges like our family always has access to us. And other challenges like focusing. It's a big thing for a lot of people, trying to figure out how to get work done at home in a real effective way. So I'm going to give you my 7 top tips to help you focus while you're working from home. And I promise if you implement a few of these, you can see your productivity double and triple, and you can have some more energy during and after the workday as well, which I know is super, super critical because we want to show up for our families at the end of the day as well. So first tip for you to be focused at home is to embrace doing one thing at a time. I know it can be hard because a lot of us are used to multitasking, but the research is in. It just does not help us do better quality work. Multitasking does not help us to get more done. It actually tires us out faster because our brain has to switch between so many different tasks that it just gets overtired switching so often. So the day that you stop believing you're the exception to the rule of doing one thing at a time is the day you start getting more done. I promise. So please, please, please stop multitasking, start getting more done, start having more energy. And that's my first tip. The second one is to set more intention. The people who get the most done throughout the day and who are able to stay the most focused are those who start their day by prioritizing their tasks. They don't just slide into their desk in the morning, look around, start with whatever is on the top of their list or start with whatever is easy. They actually take some time in the morning to critically think through, what do I need to get done today? What's important to do first, and then second, and then third today? And this creates not only more productivity in the area of getting things done that are important, but it also helps you to have more buy-in to the task you're currently doing. Because a lot of the reason we're not focused on what we're doing is because we don't really believe that it's what we should be doing, because we just kind of did it because it was easy. And so this can be a super, super helpful game changer if you're not already doing this, to prioritize the things that we're doing. And in the same kind of same field here, remember, if you have something that you're dreading that has to get done during the day, make sure you put it at the top of the list. I mean, I know you've probably heard that before, do the hardest thing first, but it's such a game changer if you can do that dreaded task first and then spend the whole day thanking yourself for doing that at the top of the day instead of spending your whole day in dread of that task you need to do. So make sure you do that dreaded task first, and that's my second tip. The third tip I have for you is know your distraction triggers. Okay, we all have distraction triggers in our life, and I'm going to talk about our phone for a minute because I know for a lot of people the phone has been an issue. We don't have any oversight or people checking in with us to make sure we're not scrolling during our work day. I get it, all right? But here's the thing. You got to understand that our phone is there to take us away from whatever task we're doing. It's designed to pull us into apps and services that are ad-based that make money from us scrolling for hours and hours. So the phone is not necessarily our friend when we're trying to get things done. It's more of our enemy, and we need to become the master of our phone, not let the phone be the master of us. Well, how do we do that? Okay, well, one thing I tell all my clients and that I recommend as a good starting point is to go into your phone's notification settings and turn off all the buzzing. Just cut off all the vibrations from notifications that your phone makes. I mean, my phone right now only vibrates if there's a phone call coming in or if I set an alarm. Other than that, you'll never hear it buzz, and it's the best decision I ever made. And the reason is, even if you don't check your phone when it buzzes, you still get momentarily distracted and it pulls you away from what you're doing. And I'm telling you, this buzzing is the affliction of the workforce today. It's just so horrible. So take a moment to turn off all the buzzing in your phone, except for the emergency ones, of course. And then during the workday, put that phone aside and put it out of sight, and make sure you check in with it only when you want to. Be an intentional person and only look at your phone when you've set aside time to look at it. Don't let it pull you away from what you're doing by putting it out of sight and making sure the buzzing is off. Super, super helpful. That could be a real game changer for you. All right, next thing is to take regular breaks. Taking breaks is really helpful for not only working for longer, if that's what you need to do, but also having more energy. because giving our brains a 5-minute break every hour or so will help it to recuperate and get refocused and be able to spend more energy on whatever task we're working on. So I recommend every hour or so, just stand up for 5 minutes, shake it out, maybe take a walk, do a quick exercise, disengage your brain from whatever you're doing. Maybe check your phone because you have some messages left over from that hour, that kind of thing. Really simple, but really effective. Help you to get more done, help you to stay more focused, have more energy. Really powerful stuff. All right, number 5 is to make a fake emergency list. This is one of my favorites. I love this because, if you've ever been in that position where you're doing something for work, you're working on something, and all of a sudden a thing you had to get done, a task pops in your brain. You're like, oh my gosh, I need to get this done. It's super important. Or, an idea pops in your head that you want to think about or develop. Often we can jump to doing that and get pulled away from what we're doing. But what a fake emergency list does is help us to capture those ideas and make sure they get done at the proper time. So what you do is you take out a piece of paper, you write at the top, fake emergency, and whenever you're working on something and an idea or a task pops in your head that you want to develop or do, you just pull up that list, write down what you thought, put that list aside, get back to what you're doing. It's that simple. It's a fake emergency because, yes, it feels like it needs to get done right now, but it probably doesn't have to get done right now. It's just what it feels like. So utilize that list, and then the only other piece to this is make sure you check that list once or twice a day to make sure that you're catching up on things you need to do. But the key here is intentionally engaging with that list and not letting the things that pop into your head that you're like, oh, I have to get that done, I forgot to book that thing, forgot to make that call, take over your whole workday. Really powerful stuff. All right, number 6 is to block your time. Time blocking is the tried and true method that high achievers use to get more done and to stay more focused. And I think it's really hard for a lot of people to utilize and to start because they find it really not fun or limiting to block their time and to say, I'm going to do this during this hour and schedule time to do that during that hour. They find it constricting, but I promise it's actually one of the most freeing things to know that you're working on the most important thing during that specific time. And so what I recommend to ease into time blocking and to use this tool to help you focus is start by scheduling just 1 or 2 things next week that are super critical. What are 1 or 2 tasks or projects that you need to get done next week, and taking those and then putting in your calendar maybe 2 hours on Tuesday and Thursday. During this time, I'm going to work on this thing and nothing else. And make sure when Tuesday and Thursday come, you protect that time. You don't double book yourself or do something else during that time. Just start with those simple blocks of time and the simple, most critical tasks that you have, and use that to start building the muscle of using your calendar to direct what you're doing during your workday instead of what your feelings are telling you to do. Because it's actually a really powerful thing once you get to the point where you're able to build up more of your calendar and insert more things because you're working that muscle of doing what's on your calendar and not doing what feels like you want to do in the moment. You actually get to a point of higher maturity. It's a really powerful situation when you're engaging with tasks that are important, that you put on your calendar a long time ago that need to get done. You feel in charge. You feel like you're doing the important thing. You're able to focus better because you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Really awesome process. Takes a long time to implement, but like I said, ease into it. Ease into it by just scheduling 1 important task next week and build up from there into your calendar and watch your life get transformed. I promise it can be incredible. All right, so number 7, last one, it's kind of a fun one, is to create a sacred productivity playlist. This is so cool. I love this because our brains are wired to associate certain situations or experiences with other things like tasks or activities. So when a doctor tells you, hey, you're having trouble sleeping, don't do anything in your bed besides sleep. Don't go there for anything else besides sleep. Same idea, but with music. If you can take a playlist that you enjoy and put it in your ears, and whenever you're doing work, play that playlist and don't listen to it any other time, you can actually create more, trick yourself into focusing more, because your brain is engaging with that playlist only when it's time to be really serious and focus and work. So I recommend picking a favorite playlist and playing it whenever you got to get stuff done, and watch your brain get trained to snap into focus whenever you pop in those tunes. And if you're looking for a recommendation of music without lyrics, because that's the kind I like to do when I'm working, there's something called Deep Focus. It's a playlist by Spotify. Really cool. So that's my last tip. Create that sacred productivity playlist. And hey, I know this is kind of a lot, but pick one or two things, implement them, and I promise you are going to see an increase in your productivity. There's so many things I could have said, but these I find are the most effective tools to staying focused and to getting more done. It's so exciting when we can work on ourselves and become a better version of ourselves, to have more energy and to get more done for our business, for our life, for our families. It's incredible. And I know that you have the opportunity to do this. There is a next level for you if you're just able to sit down and implement the right strategies. And I believe in you. You can do this. I'm behind you. I'm in your corner. Let's go make it happen. And hey, until next time, get out there and create the impossible in your life. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please take a moment to like and subscribe. It really helps spread the message. And hey, I know you're the type of person who has big dreams for your life. You've got goals and you want to create a better future for yourself and your family. As a personal development coach, it's my job to help you identify and take action on whatever your next step is. So please take action right now. Click the link in the video description and book yourself a free 30-minute clarity call with myself. We'll talk about you, your challenges, and what the exact next step is for you. I can't wait to see how I can help you create the impossible in your life. So if that would be of service to you, if that would help, click the link in the video description, and I can't wait to talk to you soon.